A lot of people ask, what do I need to do to maintain my string? The answer is simple. You wax it. You can buy sticks of bowstring wax like these. This smaller one is a boning accelerator wax. It's a wax and string conditioner. Sounds like something you put in your hair, but it's actually a very soft, moist wax. Very easy to put on in the field. And this one is a thicker block of boning Textite. It's a bit harder and drier, but you can really slap it on in thick layers. So both of these are good options. This one's slightly cheaper. You can buy quite a few of these in bulk. If you don't have these, and a lot of first-time buyers forget to buy wax, you can use blocks of beeswax, for example. Firstly, rub the string a bit to get it warm. You can use a bit of leather for this if you don't want to burn your fingers. So get it slightly warm, which makes it easy to get the wax into the string. Grab your stick of wax and rub it in, like really give it a lot of wax. Excess is fine. It may seem wasteful, but you actually want as much wax as you can because a lot of it comes off. You want to really rub it into the string. So give it a nice, thick, very thick layer. There we go. Use it very literally. Don't be nervous in using it all. There we go. So nice layer of wax. Then you rub it in with your fingers. So give it nice and right into the strands. Try to cover the strands as much as you can. And a couple of passes should be fine. But what you get is a slightly waxy feel, which makes a lot of sense. You just waxed it. And that's the first part. Now what I like to do is grab a bit of loose thread. And I wrap it around the string. Whoops. Wrap it around the string. And then you run it up the string to get rid of that excess wax, and that way you give the string a nice round shape. And that's the excess wax there. And as a result, once you get off the other excess wax, that's pretty waxy, scrape it off if you have to, but what you end up with is a very nice smooth string. And that's what you want. It's a very simple process. It only takes a few seconds. And it feels really nice. Now you can tell it's a nice string. If it's really dry and flaky, then you probably need more wax. But a nice layer will give it a nice and soft appearance, like that. Now, how often should you do this? If you can remember to do it each time you shoot each day, then you'll be fine. You actually don't need to do it this frequently. You can get away with not waxing it for a few weeks, even a month at a time. But if you start noticing that the string feels dry, and there might be some bit of light fray on the edges, then it's safe to give another coat of wax. The reason you do this is to extend the string's lifespan. A lot of people ask, how long does a string last? And this depends on how frequently you use it. A serious competitive archer may go through a string every 6 months. Someone who's more casual may only require a new string every 1 or 2 years, if ever. The string itself may become dry and flaky, and that's quite normal, but it's very rare for the string to snap. This is another one of those false fears which beginners have. They might think, oh, the string might snap and pull it too far. It won't. It's elastic. It'll take far more damage for it to snap. In fact, if the string does break, it's probably suffered a serious cut somewhere, and you can really see it coming. Any light fraying can be covered in wax and it's fine, but if you start losing a few strands because you've like abrased it against a sharp edge, then that's when you might have a catastrophic failure. More frequently, the end loops might give way. The serving might come off and the string will start getting eaten through because of this contact point with the limb tips. Especially some of the cheaper limbs might have very sharp limb tip edges. So as a result, it cuts into the string and that might cause the loop to come off when you shoot. Not dangerous. It's kind of scary, but it's not dangerous at all. It just happens now and then. But it does mean that your string is a write-off. You can't replace that. More frequently, the serving can get damaged. It's meant to. That's why the serving there. The serving you see at the end loops as well as the middle of the string. And the reason for the serving is to protect the string from contact. At the limb tips, the string will slap the limb itself when shot. So This will protect the string from contact, and this part here will protect it from the arrow knock, of course, as well as any slaps on the arm guard or your arm, so that way the string itself does not get damaged. For that reason, you don't need to wax the serving. A lot of people do for some reason, but the serving protects the string. You don't need to wax the serving. Do you wax the string? Don't wax the serving. What I see some people do is that when they start seeing the serving come off, they actually buy a whole new string. This is a bit of a waste. It can be expensive, especially if you use high performance strings. But you're really just throwing out a perfectly good string. The string itself is fine. The serving is very cheap and easy to replace. It's a routine repair. It's very similar to puncturing your tire. Just roll it into the shop and they'll patch it up for you. You don't buy a whole new wheel, just a whole new tire, just because your tire's punctured. So, same with strings. You can do it yourself. You can buy string material or you can use any thread. If you want to know how to fix a serving, check out my string making tutorials. The same steps. Otherwise, you can bring it to someone at the club or the range and they'll probably fix it for you. And that's actually all you need to do for your string. Just wax it every once in a while and check for signs of wear and tear. It's that simple. Now you may be wondering, what happens if I don't wax my string? So this is a Dacron string that I just made. As you can see, nice and white and fresh. And this is the string that I replaced. Yeah. Now, the bow that this string came from is, I think, older than I am. I'm not sure if this is the original string or the replacement string, but it hasn't been taken care of for years. And you can probably see it's very dry, very flaky. Almost feels brittle. So it's lost a lot of its elasticity. If you compare it to the brand new string, that is a world of difference. I mean, it looks like there's been a lot of wear and tear. This one's still very stretchy, very fresh and usable. The old one, you're basically shooting with shoelace nearly. It's very stiff. That said, although it may surprise you, this old string is still usable. Assuming that everything else stays in place, the serving, the end loops, the string can still be used. It'll shoot fairly horribly, but it still won't snap. And the reason is, again, it may surprise you, despite being so stiff and dry, there's no actual damage to the strand itself. If you see strands fraying and, some of them are snapped, then that string is basically unusable. But this string, despite being poorly maintained, can still be shot. That said, buying a string costs around $10. Making one, it can be cheaper. So, if your string does turn out like this, it might be a good idea to replace it. Basically, this string will eventually become this string. But with proper maintenance, you can slow down that process significantly. Anyway, this is NUSensei. Thanks for watching. Hope this was helpful, and I'll see you next time.